Hello, everybody. Hey, it's Ken Faulkner. Still rolling through all the purchases. Blade Show Atlanta. Yeah, I've already shown a Tempest knives and a Devo knives, and those were my first two stops. And then I went straight to the Jack Wolf table. And like I mentioned on those other ones, it's become like a tradition to go to those tables and pick up something. There's always something that I want from these tables. Jack Wolf is the next one. It's kind of finishes off that group. After that, it's kind of more of a free for all, just kind of wandering around and I have things to look at, but there's three specific ones that I'm going for right now. Now they are tending to be smaller, kind of smaller brands. I mean, Jack Wolf's big, but it's really Ben Belkin and a couple of people that work with him. So it's kind of a small organization. Same thing with Tempest Knives. Same thing with Devo. It's really not like a big, huge company with a whole bunch of employees. Now, they are having things OEM'd, so that's part of the reason. So that's why they're not a Benchmade or a Kaiser or something like that, who is actually doing their own manufacturing. But I do like to support these people. They're kind of smaller companies, really. I mean, if you think about it, even though they are having to have their OEM work done outside because they're a small company, I just like to support them. It's just me. And those three, the two I mentioned before, and Jack Wolf, are just for me a very, very desirable design, language, design. All their stuff is good. I mean, I really like all the stuff that they put out. Now, Jack Wolf has been pretty big since I first started. The very first Blade Show I went to, which was Blade Show West, and it was in Long Beach, very close to me in California, the only one that was in California. And Jack Wolf was there, and he won me over from that very first show. I've said it before, he didn't have any to sell. He had some prototypes. I was just like loving him, and I really wasn't so much of a slip joint guy at the time, but I loved it. I loved talking to him. He just drew me in with his story and his clear enthusiasm and love for what he does. It's very obvious when you're talking with him, and so he is definitely on my list. And this year it was the Vampire FIXedc. Now this isn't his latest thing. He does have a collaboration out, which is you've probably seen around. I can't remember the name of it, but this is the one that I wanted to get. Now I might have bought that collab if I hadn't been able to get this one. I had the feeling that they weren't going to have any of these at the show, but they did. So I was so happy. I hit the first three tables I hit are those ones that I like to go to, and they all had what I wanted, what I was looking for. So I was just started the show off on such a high. It was so great. Anyway, Vampire FIXedc. Why do I particularly want this one? It's a small fixed blade, maybe a little bit smaller than I would normally like. But my very first knife that I bought from Jack Wolf Knives was, as I mentioned, the Vampire Jack. This was the very first one, and it wasn't the first one that he put out either. What happened was that he started to sell them. He was dropping one a month. And when I'd seen it at the first show and I couldn't buy it, this is the one that really spoke to me with the spear point, with the coffin-shaped handle. I really liked it, and I thought to myself, that's the one I really like to get. And then when I went to the next show that he was at, this one was available. It was the one of the month, and I got to buy it. Started out with just a plain micarta. You know how much I love micarta. I just love that. It's kind of plain Jane for Jack Wolf, and I have started to kind of creep into the more fancier and newer, all these different inventive scale materials or cover materials that he's been using. But it does have that awesome titanium with that stone-washed, I guess it's stone-washed look. It's so nice, so nice. It's got, the top and bottom bolster-ish. I don't know if you call that. This is probably the butt of the knife, or the pommel. I don't know if you call it that on a slip joint, but that's what it would be on a like a fixed blade. And the bolster obviously up here. So anyway, on the last couple of videos, I did break out all of the knives from from that brand. I have 10 Jack Wolfs now. I decided to opt to not bring them all out because there's a lot, and how I can just go on and talk and talk and talk and talk. So, speaking of talking and talking, let's get into this one. We've got a different kind of packaging. I think he said it looked kind of like a book, and in fact, you look at it, and on the spine, it's got a 2. I didn't bring out the other one, but I think the first one that I got had the 1. Pretty sure. I'm not sure. I probably should have gone and got it. Hang on. I'll go get it. Yes. I got it out, and I was right. Look at that. The 1 and the 2. And he said it was kind of like books. So if you have like a bookshelf, and this is the way they look, you got like chapter 1, chapter 2, I guess, or something like that. The Midnight Fixed EDC, got it right here. So yeah, a little bit different, a little bit thinner this time, but still cool. You know how most of the Jack Wolfs come with the tube, the aluminum tube, but this one comes in this book-like thing. Some people said, and I kind of thought when I first saw it, it was like more like a VHS tape. But anyway, it's cool. It's a cool, different sort of packaging. And this one's a little bit different. I don't know. It's similar. It's got the magnetic, same thing. It's just a little thinner. And here you go. Of course, we got some troll candy there. This one actually did come with a lanyard on it. You can put a lanyard on the Midnight Fixed EDC, but I haven't done that. But this one actually came with the lanyard. And you can see in the packaging, it's got a little slot for it, so you can actually, put it in the package without that sticking out. And the slip, or the sheath, I guess it would be for a fixed blade, is a little different. So on the first one, we had this one. We'll get the tip thing off, and we'll put it in. So it's a lot like a slip in that you kind of have to squeeze it a little bit to get it past here. And it kind of retains it a lot like a slip does with a fixed blade. But you get down to about right there. And so you can see this one had that pointed thing. And of course, this Midnight Fixed EDC had the Warncliffe shape, kind of a sheep's footy kind of Warncliffe. And because of that, it was designed to put down in the sheath kind of sideways. Now you can see right here, I had a couple of times where I just didn't put it in right, wasn't careful enough, and it would actually poke through, down through, and it cut a little bit of the threads. Ben had mentioned that he would give me another one. I just haven't, brought him up. I think I'll just buy one, just, a little more support for him. I think he's actually done a change on the newer one, so that it has some kind of material in here that will help it to not stick through. But it is so pointy. Yeah. So it did go through, but I don't think that's going to be an issue with this new one because of the shape of it and the shape of the blade too. It doesn't have that tip down on one side. It's a spear point, just like the slip joint. And it does have the coffin-shaped handle, just like the slip joint. So let's compare the size. Let's look at that. Get this guy out of the way, and we'll break out the slip joint and put it side by side. So you can see the fixed blade is actually shorter. The blade is about the same length. I'm looking at it right here, and it's pretty much the same, but the handle is shorter. So here, I can get 4 fingers on this one. On this one, it's more of a 3 finger. more of a 3-finger blade. But, you know, in reality, I have a lot of fixed blades that are 3-finger, and that works fine for me. And when you have the lanyard on there especially, and this lanyard is especially matching to the handle. So the scales on this are that what do they call that? Oh man, I can't remember now. Hang on, I'll look it up here. It's got the crystallized titanium. Crystallized. Everybody's been talking about it. A lot of knives are coming out with that crystallized titanium on the scales. So this has that gold crystallized titanium that looks awesome, and the bead is also crystallized. So you can kind of see. I will get another camera one of these days, and we'll be able to actually see this stuff a lot better. But yeah, so it was all pre-fabbed on there, ready to go. Feels great. I really like the sheath. It is ambi, so you can put it in either way. You know, just like this one is ambi as well, but because of the ambi, it had to have this kind of point towards the bottom, because then you can flip it around, but you need to have a place for the tip to go. So that's kind of the reason for this shape. And so this one doesn't really have that issue because it's right in the middle. So they just kind of rounded it off, and everything's great. Really nice. Retention is amazing. It's got a clip, very strong clip, very strong. So once you get it hooked on, if you hook it on your pants, I'll do that. Sometimes I'll put it on a belt. It's not going anywhere. It's going to hold really, really well. So it's got the Jack Wolf wolf on there. Very, very cool. So anyway, that was the one that I wanted, and I got it, and I'm super happy. I don't know that I'll be getting all, just like I don't have all the slip joints or all of the other knives, because Jack Wolf has done other things. And in fact, he's done that collaboration I told you about. I think that's the very first one. He was talking to somebody about it, and I was overhearing the conversation. It's the very first time he's done like a collab, and he's looking to expand the horizons of the Jack Wolf brand. Obviously, he did earlier on do some locking knives that are extremely cool. Very, very nice. I mean, it's got all the stuff that you like about the fixed blades, but it's locking. The action is exceptional. It's a small knife. You know, a lot of times those smaller blades don't have that action that you're looking for, but this one does very much so. This one is actually the Diamondback. So, and it's got some cool, speaking of his scales, also has a clip. You can take the clip off. He gives you a little cover to go over that area if you take the clip off. The screws are on the inside, so you have to dismantle it. But then you can put in the little filler tab, and it looks just like a slip joint, except it is going to be locking. And not only does it flick out on this little fuller, kind of looks like a long pull, but it also has an exceptional front flipper. And yeah, you can do whatever you want to do with that. Let's see if I can hit this. Yes. So you know, if I can do the reaching over the top thing, it's really well made, and it's really fun to fidget. I really like this knife. It's probably, because I am more of a modern folder guy, it's probably my favorite Jack Wolf. I do like slip joints. I do like the fixed blades, but this is probably my favorite one. So I have two of them, and out of the two, I love this one. I really love the shape of the blade and everything like that. But it's not about this. It's about the new Fixie. Now, this is not the only new thing he has. I mentioned the collab. There's also another one that I bought at the show. I'm going through them one by one, and what I'm going to do is on the next video, so come and watch tomorrow. This is Thursday night. This will be Friday night. I'll go ahead and film it now because, you know, I'm in Bees' Live on Friday night, but I'll go ahead and drop that video tomorrow, so you can take a look for that. And it is really an interesting thing that he's doing, and I'm excited about it. So I had to pick up, actually, first time ever, picked up 2 knives from Jack Wolf Knives at a show. So very exciting. So stay tuned for that. And that's all I got for you right now. I will see you on that one I just talked about on the next one. Bye.